My name is David Smart, and I'm 40 years old. I've been on meth. I like to refer to myself and other people that are on meth as meth maggots. But anyway, I've been on meth maggot for about 20, a little more than 20 years. I've tried to get off dope forever. When I got out of college, I immediately found a job with Napa Auto Parts, and I moved on to be a store manager. I loved the work I was doing. I was good at it. I had fun. Everybody liked me. It was fun selling parts, helping people get their cars going, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. I made very good money. I thought I could keep up better, stay after hours longer, do more work by doing meth to keep up, to stay up, to do more, to get more done, to look better. But in reality, I was just screwing things up. My meth addiction started as a $10 a day habit. I would spend 20 bucks, get a little bit of dope, and it would last me for 2 days. And I'd be up for those 2 or 3 or 5 days or whatever. A couple weeks into it would turn into $20. A couple months into it would turn into $50 and even $100. Eventually it cost me $150 to $200 a day just to keep up my drug habit. And when your drug habit gets into that, which it is with everyone that's done it for any more than 6 months or so, you have to pay for that somehow. And when the job is not paying for it and the tips are not paying for it, and actually after a while you stop going to work, so you're not earning that money anymore anyway, so you got to start coming up with some other resources, and you don't want to go find a job because that's going to interrupt in your tweaking. Of course, you're up all night long tweaking, so you might as well be out all night long trying to steal things. I hated myself. I didn't like who I had become, and I hated the fact that I couldn't stop. When I would start to use, my wife would know the signs that I'm about to use because she's so used to it. So she would say, I know you're about to use, don't do it, whatever. But she'd hold out until she'd seen that I did use, and she'd say, get out. The normal life as we know it doesn't go on in the meth world. Most people live in their cars or in trailers or motorhomes or whatever, because we don't have the brain power to save the money, to get the work to save the money, to pay the bills. So consequently, we live in a trailer, or I always lived in my truck. I can't count how many times I've been in jail. I really don't know, more than 20. All I thought about while I was in is when I'm going to get out so I can get high again. As soon as I got out, I got high, and I got all screwed up again. Independence for me has, of course, provided the funding for me to get on Prometa, which has worked. It's not in my head anymore. And the day that I did my first infusion, I said, today's the day. I was almost 6 days clean, and I said, you know what? I'm getting high today, or I'm getting on Prometa today. And so I've got my appointment for my first infusion, and if I get there, and I get through this first infusion, and I still got this shit in my head, I'm going out and getting high tonight. After my first infusion, I went home, went to bed. I woke up 4 or 5 hours later, and I thought, you know what? I haven't thought about it for 4 or 5 hours. That's weird. Went back to bed, woke up the next day, came back for my next round of infusions, and I've never craved it again since then. I think about it and talk about it every day, but I've never craved it again since then. I've never craved it at all. I believe it works if you want to make it work. You have to want to get clean. You have to be willing to do all the things that go along with it. You can't just get it pumping in your veins and life is good. You've got to stay away from the people. You've got to get involved in some type of either therapy or group sessions or something where you can talk about it. And you've got to be willing to do whatever it takes to get clean. You've got to be willing. Jump through those hoops because life is better on the other side, a whole lot better.